There are a lot of my friends now who haven't got a voice anymore. I want to stand up and speak for them so that their story is told as well as possible.
I believe that those who tell stories have a responsibility of doing it the best way they can. We went to New Zealand to meet the loved ones of the characters in the story.
Jason came over in September 2013 with the producers and with Balthazar Comcourt, the director. They all impressed us with their stated aim to try to make as authentic a production as possible.
Yeah, what are we doing in a planet?
Everyone I met, the first thing they said was, tell me more about this person. How did they act on the mountain? How do they speak? How do they move?
It was really quite extraordinary. I'd never heard their side or met these people and heard their experience of it and their thoughts on it all.
Jason was taking his role as playing Rob really to heart. He wanted to know so much more than just about Rob as it happened in the story. I was working as a doctor in a high-altitude medicine clinic, and Rob Hall and his climbing partner Gary Ball were trekking through on their way up to try and ascend Everest. Rob invited me, not out to dinner, but to go and climb with him in Alaska. So that was our first date, so to speak. So that was rather wonderful.
He was a natural leader and a gentleman, not prone to making snap decisions. He was a man that I would have followed in the mountains.
Everybody in our group held him in very high esteem. He's just a great guy. He had a sense of confidence, not just in himself, but also that this whole group was going to come together and function well as a team.
Our bodies will be literally dying, and I mean literally dying. So the game is, can we get you up to the top and down to the bottom before that happens?
You sure can.
In the 96 year, the team that we had was a really good one. Everybody got on well. They were a team.
I'm on the top of Everest, Helen. We made it.
We did not know that storm was coming.
Go to Rob. You've got to get yourself down.
A storm coming at you is different than a storm coming up underneath you. And so you're in great shape 1 second, 2 or 3 minutes later, it's trying to blow you off the hill.
The weather was bad, and there was still more than 20 people out at nightfall.
Get out there, I need help!
I didn't really think I was going to live through it. In fact, I was absolutely certain I was dead. Everest during the day and Everest at night are two different places, and one of them you really don't want to be on. I have no idea why I opened my eyes. As I awaken, I can see my wife and children. As if they were just standing in front of me. And it drives me to my feet. When it came right down to it, I just wasn't ready to die. And I was going to keep moving and keep trying until I was taken down. But one way or the other at that point, I was absolutely confident whatever was required, I was going to walk out of this place.
Early in the morning of the 11th of May, I heard a voice and I said, "That's Rob," and I just scrambled to the radio.
Rob, you've got to get moving. You've got to come on down.
I talked with him, and at that instant I knew he was going to die. The chance of rescue, if you collapse above the South Summit, is virtually zero. Rob used to say you might as well be on the moon. He said to me, "Don't worry too much." And I hugged my 33-week pregnancy and didn't feel alone. When they all came back to New Zealand, I was given a letter signed by all the Sherpas, the base camp ones and the mountains. They wrote, "Dear Dr. Jan, we are sorry we couldn't rescue Rob. Too much windy on South Col." And then all their names.
I've been to Everest Base Camp when I was 10, so in 2007. When I met people that knew my dad, I was really overwhelmed by the love and the feelings they had towards him. I did find it a moving experience because I knew that this was the closest that I'd ever be to my dad.
Peachy.
It turned out to be maybe the best thing that's happened to me in the last 20 years. It saved my marriage, it saved my relationship with my kids. I now live much more in the present. I am much more at peace. If I knew every bit of pain, every bit of loss, I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
I think we do need to shine the light on people who do extraordinary things, and that is my hope. And people see those things and think, we can do extraordinary things.